This is Mario, my grandpa. So my grandpa has dementia, but that's not something that defines him. In fact, he is so much more than his disease. He is the person that was there for me growing up, and although I don't have many memories of what he was like before dementia, I cherish those that I do have. And so today I hope that you will join me as I tell you a little bit about my grandpa Mario's story.
When the world seems to shine like you've had too much wine, that's amore. Bells will ring, ting-a-ling-a-ling, ting-a-ling-a-ling, and you'll sing.
My grandpa was born in a town near Milan where he grew up with his mom and aunt. Being Italian, he of course loves food and still does. And one of his favorite meals growing up was the baci di dama that his mom would make him. So today, I thought that I would make that recipe that he once loved as I tell you about him. So his job was drilling for water throughout the majority of his life, and he moved to many places, starting in the Ivory Coast and then moving to Saudi when my mom was just 2 years old. And so apart from his job, he had many hobbies, the main one being tennis, and he would play for years, and every weekend the Italian community would get together in his backyard in Saudi, and they would play matches as well as share a nice meal.
That's amore.
When the world seems to shine like you've had too much wine, that's amore.
That's amore.
Bells will ring, ting-a-ling-a-ling, ting-a-ling-a-ling, and you'll sing Vita Bella, Vita Bella, Vita Bella, hearts will play.
But dementia has never stopped him from doing the things that he loves. Now he's found himself some new hobbies and things to enjoy.
And the stars make it blue just like pasta fasul. That's amore.
That's amore.
When you dance down the street with your feet, you're in love. When you walk in a dream, but you know you're not dreaming, signore. Scusa me, but you see back.
Sorridi? Guarda, sorridi?
Porte casune con un stemma a rete, una cuppulella che vi si era alzata, passa scampanianna pattuleta, con mano a papà te fa guardare. Tu fa l'americano, americano, americano, senti a me chi t'ho fa. Chi te li dà la borsetta di mamma, tuo fa l'americano, americano, americano, ma si nati in Italia, senta a me non c'è sta niente a fa, ok napolitan, tuo fa l'americano, tuo fa l'americano, tuo fa l'americano, tuo fa l'americano.
Now you just take some dark chocolate and you just put it a little bit on here. Press two of them together and leave it to cool. Having lived there for the majority of his life, he takes great pride in the town that he grew up in. So he tries to give back there as often as he can. One of my favorite things that he's done for that town is giving funds to improve the park. Now, of course, there are many memories that I have of him throughout my life that I could stand here and talk about, But since you've probably had enough of my voice already, I thought that I might ask some of my family members what their favorite memories of my grandpa are.
My favorite memory of my dad was when we were little and he used to sit with us and tell us stories about the past of our family. He used to be an amazing storyteller, and he loved to share with us stories about his childhood, growing up in Borgarato, and in particular stories of the end of World War II when his father came back from prison in North Africa. And my grandfather learned how to count to 10 in English, which was something unique, and he taught my dad. So he used to show off with his friends, and he was extremely proud of it. It's memories of the past are precious, and I hope I'll remember all the things he told us, and I'll be able to tell my grandchildren one day.
My dad loved his job. He, at a very young age, decided to set up his own company, and he was never a 9-to-5 kind of guy or weekends off. Most of his energy and efforts were put into his job, and he loved it. So most of our family life, of course, was around his work. And I remember that Dad was available at times where other fathers would be out at the office, but you know, he would pop in for lunch and be around if we needed something during the day. So he had a lot of flexibility like that, even though he was a hard worker. Something I remember are on road trips that I would take with him. He would just come in the house during maybe I'd be off school or on holiday. This is when I was younger, of course, before I became a teenager and I was not interested anymore. But he would just come in and be like, "Hey, Mariana, we're going on a car ride. I'm going to see some client. You're coming with me." And this would be our time. We'd go out to these meetings. He'd have me sit with him, or if it was something quick, I'd be waiting in the car. But mostly it was our time together. We'd sit in the car, listen to music. He enjoyed Ray Charles and the Dire Straits and anything that was blues. And he also, and I'd be so excited to have him listening to new music that I enjoyed. So yeah, this is a memory I remember about Dad and our time together.
Bye-bye.